Good evening and welcome to the Nevis Newscast for today, Wednesday, September 9th, 2015. I am your presenter, Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Now for the news in detail. On Monday of this week, the Customs and Excise Department commissioned a new cargo X-ray machine. The Customs Department had earlier in the year taken receipt of a smaller machine which is currently in use to assist customs officers in quickly examining cargo. Permanent Secretary in Finance Colin Dorr was on hand for the commissioning.
Today we now have a much larger machine. As you will see earlier, the capacity of this machine, it can take a package 3 feet wide, 3 feet tall, which means that a small standing barrel can actually go into the X-ray machine and we can examine the content of it. So the customs officer then are in a much better position to see what is inside the barrel, even if they are deep down.
The investment for this machine, according to the Permanent Secretary, is about 200,000 EC dollars. He noted as well that it was a worthwhile investment as it ensures better border control.
The policy of the Customs Department now is that every piece of cargo coming into the island, into the warehouse, must be X-rayed so that the contents of it can be examined by the customs officer. And so it's a new process, and it's something we feel that we had to do if we are to gain full control of all the items entering our borders. We have had some difficulties over the years in terms of proper examination of cargo, and all of these are designed to move towards a system where we can be sufficiently satisfied that we are taking the necessary steps to do a complete examination of all items entering our countries.
Two representatives from Adani Systems have been on Nevis for the past week commissioning the machine and providing training for the customs officers who will operate the machine.
We're happy that you entrusted Adani Systems to provide you this security solution. We're very confident that for years to come it's going to serve the purpose. It's going to help you accomplish your security goals, overcome your challenges. It's a very easy, very capable to use system that will provide better imaging of the majority of your break bulk cargo.
That was Scott Ortolani, Vice President of Operations, and accompanying him was Salvador Lenios, a Sales and Services Manager, both from Adani Systems, Inc. The opening ceremony of the new academic school year hosted by the Methodist Church in the Caribbean and the Americas, Leeward Islands District, Nevis Circuit, took place yesterday, September 8th at the Combermere Methodist Church under the theme, You Are God's Garden, Sowing the Good Seed. Teachers and students of the Violet O. Jeffers Nichols Primary, St. James Primary, and the Combermere Preschools attended the ceremony, which was chaired by Education Officer Ermelita Elliott. Dr. Andrea Busu gave a brief motivational speech on the topic Attention to Duty. She urged parents to pay attention not only in the beginning of the school year but throughout the entire school year.
Your curiosity must go beyond that. You must not so much support all these, the hairstyles and everything and the new clothes. But you must show your curiosity by showing up for PTA meetings and other scheduled meetings for your children. Attention to duty means that you must pay attention each day and be consistent. Be curious enough to know what is going on and be curious and just as you're curious in September, I want you to be curious in November.
Speaking on behalf of the Education Department was Education Officer Eilina Mills.
In keeping with the Education Department theme, United for Quality Education with Passion, Vision, and Action for a Better Society, I think the theme for today, We Are God's Garden, Sow Good Seeds, it is like an appropriate receptacle. We sow into the garden and can reap a super productive harvest. I encourage all to apply the positives of being a garden of I am. Let us affirm that I am God's garden, chosen to grow good seeds. Students, I implore you to exhibit a willingness to work hard, be alert, interact at the appropriate times, and give of your best. Teachers, you are required to be a guide and role model so students can easily follow. Collaborate well with your colleagues. Note too, once students understand concepts, their level of enthusiasm will develop.
Reverend Telford Matthew delivered the sermon. Present at the ceremony were pastors from the various churches across the island, education officers, and parents. Premier and Minister of Education is continuing on his mission to visit all of the schools on Nevis at the start of the 2015-2016 academic year. Yesterday, Tuesday, he visited the Gingerland Secondary School, accompanied by his Permanent Secretary, Mr. Wakely Daniel, as well as Assistant Secretary, Kevin Barrett.
As you are aware, over the vacation, extensive work was done on all of the primary and high schools on the island of Nevis. To the tune of over $3 million. We spent renovating all of the schools, and we are totally impressed with what we are seeing. This is, of course, a continuation of the tour that was taken by the Premier and myself, and we are here at the Gingerland Secondary School and speaking to the teachers, the children, and trying to garner how they feel about the renovations that would have taken place. The students, I can tell you that they're totally impressed, they're happy. The learning climate, the learning environment is conducive to them getting an education. It's conducive to them learning well. The teachers themselves too, they are also impressed and they're happy with the teaching conditions.
Conducting the tour at the Gingerland Secondary School was Deputy Principal at the institution, Mrs. Lynette Williams, who too expressed her satisfaction about the work done to improve the school setting.
We would like to say thank you to the Nevis Island government for all the hard work that they have put into the Gingerland Secondary School. We are really appreciative. The students are appreciative, and we are going to do our best to take care of the school. Thanks very much.
The Premier and other officials visited the facilities across the entire campus and used the opportunity to interact with both students and teachers at the secondary institution. Coming up after the break, we focus on the Nevis Tourism Authority's donation to Dominica. Stay tuned.
Safe sex is the best sex.
No glove,
no love.
Protect your pleasure.
Real men wear condoms.
It's your favorite DJ Kevy Kev saying, don't be silly, cover your willy. Oh.
This message was brought to you by the Nevis HIV/AIDS Coordinating Unit in collaboration with NTB/AIDS.
Welcome back. The Ministry of Tourism last week put out a call to tourism partners to make donations so as to assist in the recovery efforts of Dominica. Dominica was hit 2 weeks ago by Tropical Storm Erica, which caused widespread infrastructural damage and a significant loss of life. Nicole Liebert of the Ministry of Tourism spoke with us on Friday from the Long Point Port as they loaded the first consignment to be shipped to Dominica.
Today we are here at the Long Point Port where we're receiving the first consignment of items from the Four Seasons Resort. To add to our Dominica appeal, we want to show them that Tourism Cares and our tourism partners have heard their need. Currently to date, joining the Four Seasons Resort, we also have the Golden Rock Inn, Botanical Gardens, Hermitage Plantation, all making donations. Our donation would include water, medical supplies such as gloves, plasters, gauze, toiletries such as toilet paper, roll-on sanitary pads, toilet paper, non-perishable food items, clothing and shoes, Pampers for various stages for children, adult Pampers, as well as numerous canned goods.
The images and the stories of Dominica's desperate need and calls for help were heeded by Nevision tourism partners as well as ordinary citizens.
The response was very overwhelming. We appreciate their thoughtfulness and the way they have given, and we do appreciate it. So on behalf of the minister,
permanent secretary and staff at the Ministry of Tourism here in Nevis, we want to say thank you to all our stakeholders. For our tourism partners who have not given as yet, we recognize that a number of the properties are closed, yet we still encourage you to be a part of the appeal for Dominica in any way that you can.
For persons interested in giving, please contact the Ministry of Tourism or the Department of Youth and Sports, who also has a special appeal going on for Dominica. During the month of October, the Nevis Tourism Authority will be capitalizing on a marketing initiative that seeks to capture the interest of lovers all across the world. The authority will host the first travel symposium seeking to attract travel agents to the island.
This year we're concentrating on romance, and for us it's really a new initiative and a new way for us to really and truly attract people to Nevis. And what we've been focusing on is really building relationships with travel professionals, the people who are actually selling vacations to Nevis. So this symposium is focusing on romance and really targeting people who sell romance, from tour operators to travel agents. And we want to get them here on Nevis so that they can actually experience Nevis, learn as much as they can about Nevis and how to sell Nevis as a romantic destination. We're also ensuring that they can see as much of the island as possible so that when they return, they can actually find it easy to sell Nevis to their clients.
Greg Phillip is the Chief Executive Officer of the Nevis Tourism Authority, and he believes that Nevis is indeed a romantic place, and the amenities on the island complement that notion.
Last year, Caribbean Journal and USA Today, both of those publications, rated Nevis as the most romantic island in the Caribbean. And that being the case, it's a no-brainer essentially for us to do something significant and do it on an annual basis to ensure that we spread the word about Nevis and how romantic it is.
One of the features being built into the symposium is the encouragement for visitors to use local goods and services so that the experience is as authentic as possible.
Locals who supply the trade, the tourism trade, from a romance perspective can actually have an opportunity to promote their businesses to the individuals who will be here on island, learning about the island of Nevis. That way, once they go back, someone walks in to maybe purchase a travel for a destination wedding, and they have questions like, well, is there anyone who can do my hair and makeup for the wedding day? Is there anyone who can supply the flowers, do the video, take the pictures, or bake me a cake? Do you have those people on Nevis? They can say emphatically yes. And I not only can tell you yes, I also have the contact information for them.
The Nevis Travel Symposium takes place from October 19th through to the 23rd, 2015. Persons interested in registering or getting more information are asked to contact the Nevis Tourism Authority. That's it for tonight's edition of the Nevis Newscast. Thank you for viewing. Good night.